Hello, everybody. Sorry, I was checking an email. Hello, how are you guys doing today? I was just over in the members stream going over a to do list for all the things that need to happen. And then it started saying that the stream was bad, like you know what I'm saying. So, anyway, I am looking now to just do some prep. I don't know how else to say it. There are a few more actors that I need to do like actual auditions with, not just self tapes and all that. So yeah, so there's that. I'm in a complete different mindset right now, and I'm trying to bring it in. Let's see. Caitlin, how are you? How are you doing? Let me see here. Yeah. So we're getting close to the date where we're supposed to be shooting. And because of how things kind of shook out, for those of you who aren't aware of the history of the last week or two, good, Caitlin. We had to, and I say like we as a company, had to back away from a couple deals that would have ensured Black Star being made, but it would also have me lose ownership of the IP, or like lose ownership of like the book rights and all this other stuff. And there wasn't enough meat on the bone to make that work. So now we're kind of in a scramble mode, sort of, to stay on track as far as the timetable goes. And the timetable is really important for the success of the show. And a lot of times, working backwards is how I do things, and it usually works. Every once in a while it doesn't, but it usually works. Lighting a fire under your butt to make sure you do something, and then having deadlines and consequences always makes the intensity of trying to get something done a little more tangible for me. But I was going through a bunch of stuff and figured out a way to do like at least 1 or 2 days of shooting for like half the budget, which probably sounds like a lot when I say it out loud, but the shoot itself wasn't going to be very many days. It was only going to be about 5 days. But there is one day of the shoot that almost takes up like it takes up like half the budget for just this one day. And it's because of the locations that we were going to be at, the crew we would need to be at those locations, the amount of cast we were going to have on set on that day, and then just everything from wardrobe to hair and makeup to special effects to anyway, there's a lot of things. insurance, site managers, all this other shit. So that day is going to be very expensive. But the plus side of this is that that day isn't until later in the season. So we could actually shoot like the first like 10 episodes without needing that. So shooting, putting up product is a really good way to show people, oh, this is a real thing that I could be a part of as far as investors go. So doing this first bit, I think, is the like smart way to go about this, if you understand what I'm saying. So anyway, so that's kind of what I'm working on today. And in doing that, I need to solidify a lot of the cast and make sure their dates are good and that like we could not just that we could pay them, but like that I know how much everything's going to cost, from the cast to the locations to all this stuff, to make sure doing like a 1 or 2 day shoot to try to get half the first season done would be beneficial. And then on top of that, there is also we would probably be able to get another 4 or 5 episodes that happen a little later in the can on those first 2 days. So it would be really good. But I was in the member stream I did before this, I realized that there are 31 people cast wise that I need for at least that first day, plus extras. And so there's probably going to be like at least another 20 or 30 extras to make it look like a town and people in the town and doing all that stuff. So yeah, it's a bit. It's a little bit here. But yeah, I don't know. That's what's going on with me today, guys. I just wanted to drop a little line in here and talk a little bit about that. I'm also going to kind of open the door for smaller investments into the thing, just so we could get the ball rolling to do the stuff. Because like once this is out and like people can see it, like I have like no doubt that we're going to be able to like do all this stuff. It's just this first thing, like getting all of you, getting everyone out there to be able to see what I see when I see this thing, getting the people out there to be able to understand the marketing plan that we're going to do to make this like go, 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 go. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this bit is, I feel like for a lot of people, kind of like not pie in the sky, but like it's just like, what? Like I don't know if people understand exactly what I'm planning on doing with this and how this is going to look like the best effing show you've ever seen. We're really excited. I had a call with the cinematographer the day before yesterday, and we got into a bunch of stuff, and we were geeking out kind of on the second season, which is funny because we still need to shoot this first season. But the second season, we're going to have like a backlot with like a rain machine and all this other shit. Oh, the price range for smaller, the hell was that? I'm thinking about anywhere from like 500 to 1,000. But like, I'm open to anything, to be honest. But Are we having an earthquake right now? I might have just had an earthquake here. Sorry, guys. That was a bit terrifying. I don't have. This isn't like my old place where I had. Because the balls aren't going to really sway, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so that was a little scary. Didn't like that too much. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're thinking about for that. But then there's another part of me that's like, I'm also thinking of increasing the return that people would get because, like, right now it's set up where you get your money back plus 10%. And I'm thinking of if there's a good way to negotiate it to like up it to like maybe 15, maybe 20. I can't obviously go higher than 20, but like, yeah. So we just need to be going, going, going. There's another part of me that feels like if I just put the production company together, like legit, I don't know what is going on outside. That's super distracting. But put the production company together legit, we'd be able to kind of, I don't want to say do shares because that's not really how it would work, but like make the investment be more of a like long term return instead of just like, here, like get your money back and then get this, you know? But have it be more of a, I don't want to say dividend thing either, but something that you like continue to get. But then that would end up like we would have to talk about partners and all this other stuff because that one thing that I have noticed in doing this whole Black Star thing is that a lot of my other properties like are valuable in the same way. Black Star being the one that we're starting with is important because that was my like most popular franchise first off, but two, there's so many people in it that the initial like groundswell, the initial grassroots marketing for it is going to be so much higher than if I were to do like Zombie Zero or The Gavel or the Hank Bradshaw books or whatever. So, yeah, so it's just like Black Star has to go in order to build everything up so we could do those other things and then continue to do Black Star. Because honestly, if I could just do Black Star like this, like forever, I would totally do it, or at least like produce it once it gets going. I'm really excited about how the story is going to veer from the books, but they both exist in the same sphere, if that makes sense. And getting to go beyond where the books I've written have stopped, like that is making me more excited than anything. So, oh my God, I cannot wait for that. I mean, that's going to be a little bit. Because, like, right now we're looking at every 2 months doing the new season. And with that said, as far as the release of this goes, there's a part of me that wants to do like a slow release where maybe you do an episode a day or something like that, or an episode every other day, to try to build it up. But I think you would also need to have like 4 or 5 episodes out right at the beginning to be able to continue that thing. And then if this works that way as it goes, technically it should turn into a perpetual like machine where the shooting schedule and the release schedule works to where there's never a break or a very long break between seasons of the show and everything like that. Maybe it's just really bad wind. I don't know. That I think there was an earthquake, just that one. But the wind is gusting like right now it's still, and then it'll go whoo, and there'll be like a big thing like that. But anyway, so that's what's going on with that. Um, the plan is solid. The plan is good. We like what the plan is doing. But like I was like working on this list of the cast and this list of the actors that I've talked to already, and trying to put everybody where they go. But in order to make this happen, especially if we're going to change the shooting schedule to work around the budget, there's going to be some changes here. Like I have a feeling some of the casts that I had for certain roles aren't going to be able to do the days that I want them to do, which means I still like them as actors and still want to work with them. So then they would have to go down the list. So like there's this guy who I totally got along with in the audition. He was great, but the roles he was auditioning for didn't really fit him. So like I'm thinking about bringing him in as a different character that comes in later. The problem with that is, oh, fuck. He would be a really good that guy. I had a completely different idea. You know what I think I should do? This is what I think I'm going to do. I was going to clean up the books. Maybe I'll work on that today or tomorrow. Clean up the books and then send those to the actors. Actors don't want to read books, dude. They ain't got time for that. I guess maybe I could also, because of how Scrivener is set up and everything's in like chapters already, maybe I could just send the chapter. Nah, it's not gonna fucking work. Anyway, so that's what's going on today. I need to get with all the actors. I love seeing your face when an idea strikes you. Well, that's good. That makes one of us, so that's good. But yeah, I think that's an okay idea. I think that's an okay idea. But yeah, so anyway, so there's a couple actors that I really love and I really want to work with, and I could see them as other characters that don't show up until later. But a lot of those characters aren't going to show up until like the sixth season. So if this schedule that we're working on right now is legit, that would be so October, December, February, April, June, August. So we wouldn't even be shooting that until August. Chasey, hello. Oh, Zap, what's up, man? So we wouldn't even be shooting the sixth season until August. So that's a bit of ways. But that's if we're doing it this way. Because if once we do the show and it starts doing well and the money is coming in at a quicker rate than I anticipated, then we would be able to shoot every month. And then that would be, what would that be? January, February, March, April. So that would be the sixth season would start in April. The sixth season to me, like working the things like this, the sixth season is where like this show completely takes off. Like it starts getting super deep, super crazy. Like everyone, like, because basically all the characters are established at that point. And last night I watched a fascinating film called He. Get the fuck out of here! You did not. Where the fuck did you see that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Get the fuck out of here. This fucking guy. Where did you see that? That is so funny. It used to be on Prime, along with like maybe like 6 or 7 of my other movies. And then the distribution deal I had with that company fell through. Like the terms ended. And technically, there isn't a place to watch it. I need to watch it again, but I sent for it from Amazon. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well, that's cool. Like, if you have a copy of it, that's fun. Um, uh, yeah, was it really fascinated? Was it really fascinating? Oh my God. I think I do a commentary track on that too, don't I? That's hysterical. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that was the house I grew up in that I shot that in. That's interesting. Oh, that's so funny. Dude, I used to have the poster of that movie um, hanging up in fucking um, my living room because a lot of the production meetings had, we just had at the house. And so whenever like we were doing like meetings with anybody, we had to have all the stuff up. But even though that poster is a close up of my face, that was one of our better posters, one of the stronger posters. Total fucking straw dogs looking poster. That's fun. Yeah, that movie was a lot of fun. I liked that it was surreal. That's why I need to watch it some more. Yeah, like the thing about that movie that's fun is that that was one of the movies that I got to make because I made a movie I didn't want to make, if that makes sense. So, like, I would get hired to, like, do some like vampire movie or something, which was fine and I didn't hate doing it. But like I did those things so I could make something that I wanted to make. And yeah, he was a lot of fun. And that one was weird too because it's almost like a bunch of vignettes of somebody kind of losing their mind, but then there's like his wife who is also losing her mind in like a different way. And so you have this couple living together and they're both like slowly going mad, you know? Yeah, that was fun. That was a long time ago. Yeah, that movie is a movie that's mainly about not loss, but about not being what everyone expects you to be. Like not living up to expectations, not keeping up with the Joneses, not doing that thing. And then because you're not doing that thing, you start to not only doubt yourself, but just like reality starts slipping because you're doing all the things that you're supposed to do all of these things, but that isn't working. So then what's the point of anything? Um, the time was kind of jumping around, so that was interesting too. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. Yeah, that was a really fun movie. Like, we shot that in a weekend. That was like loads of fun. That's one of the movies that I did that was so easy. Like, meaning everything just worked. Everything worked together and it just happened. It was like seamless. It was almost like you turn on a faucet in a bathroom or something and the water just comes out and you don't have to do anything. It's like, oh, running water. That's how that movie was. Um, that one, Ding Dong Dead. Uh, I mean, Peeping Blog was too, but that was just because it was like basically like Ding Dong Dead. Erection was kind of like that too. Corporate Cutthroat was different because that one was one I got hired to fix a short film that someone else had made and the producer wanted to make it a feature. So I had to like work off of their script and then add a bunch of shit to it. And then when we got to the location, we realized that we were shooting in the same location that they had shot the original short a couple years earlier. And when we got to that location, we realized that the location had been completely remodeled. And then so we had to basically reshoot the short that we were supposed to just cut into the feature. It was a fucking shit show. But I bring that movie up because that was in the initial slate of movies that came out through the distributor that put out He. Fuck, that was a long way of saying that. I like when your character was blissfully unaware, singing to the fish and so on. That was fun. I definitely caught some Lost Highway vibes too. Yeah. Oh man, Lord Awesome. That was a great fish. It was an algae eater. Can't remember what those are really called, but I'm trying to remember what we named it. It was like Lord Awesomington from something. I can't remember. He had some big long names, so then we just started calling him Lord Awesome, which is definitely a name you give an algae eater that's like the size of your foot. Um, but yeah, that was a fun movie. I miss that house so much, dude. Fuck. That was a nice house. Anyway, but yeah, that was a lot of fun, that movie. The only other thing, and you could probably find them on YouTube if you are blissfully unaware. If you are familiar with my old YouTube channel, but there was a web series I did called Decomposing Jack. That's probably my favorite thing I ever did, and it probably looks the shittiest, but that was like my favorite thing I did. It was like a 7 episode or 8 episode series. And then and that's shot in the same place as He, same place as Ding Dong Dead. And then there was another short called Creeperson's Nightmare. And that was really fun because it was a birthday party for me. And it was a surprise party. I didn't know there was going to be a party or anything. And I got home and there were all these people from like just friends of mine, family members, actors I've worked with, musicians I've been in bands with, and they were all there. And the party was You're here, all these people are here, now you have to make a movie. And so I did that, and it was all like just like really like quick scenes. Like there was no script. I'm like, okay, now you guys in this room do this. That was really cool. Wait, I think in the movie I intercut my short, The Rabbit is Leaking. God, I haven't seen He in forever. But yeah, so Creeperson's Nightmare, Decomposing Jack, and He. Like those kind of are all along the same line as far as like that feel and that like vibe. I really like those. Oh, Decomposing Jack was great. Like there's a part of me that's like, ooh, I should remake that. I'm like, I don't know. I really like how it ended up. We might just leave it like that. Whew. Good. But yeah, Decomposing Jack and Creeperson's Nightmare should be on YouTube. And then if you like just like silly series with me being silly, Monster Killers Club should be on that YouTube channel as well. That was a series I did for Dread Central. Probably in 2011, I want to say. 2010, 2011. And it's like a horror comedy thing. Yeah, check those out. Those are fun. I talk in a bad British accent. It's funny because like it was back then, right? And so that was like I was playing like a 30-year-old incel who hunts monsters and has like absolutely zero social skills. And I feel like in present day, the 30-year-old incel hunting monsters is probably a much more relatable character. Oh my God, what is happening right now? Fuck me. I am going to get another cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You know what? I just had an idea. And you guys tell me if you like this idea. I just had an idea. Did you ever work with Debbie Rashawn? Um, I actually haven't worked with Debbie Rashawn. We were in talks to work on something like in. Wait, have I worked with Debbie Rashawn? Wait, she was in. She was actually in something I directed that I didn't produce, and I didn't actually put that together with her. Um, but I was in talks with her and Tiffany Shepis to be in this one thing I did like in 2008, and then it ended up not working out. Yeah, I miss when incels were not too common. I miss when incels weren't bad guys. No, I joke. But what I was thinking of doing, would it be fun for you guys? Because it might be fun for me just because I haven't watched these things in 100 years. But would it be fun for you guys to do like watch alongs of like my old short films and my old web series and shit? It's going to be super cringy for me, and I'm going to actually like hate a lot of it. But that might be fun to do. Like I love Decomposing Jack. Like I was actually a couple years ago thinking about like making a novel out of that series. So maybe I'll do that. But when you watch Decomposing Jack, you're going to be like, well, how the would you make that into a book? Like, and the book would have to be way weirder than the series because I don't think it, like, I think if you just like write that as a book, it's not going to make any sense at all. That was very visual. And one of the cool things too, when we did that Creeperson's Nightmare short, like the guy who plays the Frenchman in he plays Jack in Decomposing Jack, and he has this outfit he wears. And he wore that outfit in the Nightmare short, which was hysterical. Gary from Gary, who used to be in Creeperson, he was in his Creeperson gear, and he was in it. Mop, who was in Creeperson, had his Creeperson like shit on. It was just so funny, like doing that thing. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. But anyway, so that's what's going on. Yeah, that would be fun. I would like to. I don't know. We could start with the shorts. I don't even know if all my shorts are on YouTube. Oh, it's in that. There was a DVD put out called Creeperson's Creep Show. That was all of my short films. Dude, I'm sure I have that somewhere. So like Roommate, Michelle, The Bedroom. I think it has the music videos in there too. So like Meet Me Out in the Sticks and I Need More Blood. Yeah, that came out before we did Creeperson Reanimated. So those music videos aren't in it. I think Decomposing Jack's on it. The Rabbit is Leaking is on it. What other short films did I do? And then maybe we could do the recent short films that I've done, because those aren't available anywhere. Like I have them, but like they're private, so no one can see them. Uh-oh. What's this saying? I think it's fucked up, guys. We'll probably be slowing this down. And I have shit to do anyway, so we could go do that. But maybe I'll do that. That sounds like something fun we can do. Yeah, you could see 20-year ago me doing things. That's fun. Should I start with The Roommate? I might have to edit a few little things out of it because there is brief uditine in it. But yeah, we'll figure it out. So anyway, I'm going to split, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Zap, you're awesome. Cheney, it was good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in forever. Caitlin, always a pleasure. You're the best. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.